Welcome back, my friends. You know how we tend to close off our hearts? We do this pretty frequently. Something happens that we don't like, someone says something that offends us, whatever happens that we consider negative, we tend to close off. We may become bitter, resentful, we may get grumpy, and life tends to not be so fun anymore. But we have a choice. We can consciously decide to stay open, to keep our hearts open. And today we're going to do some targeted self-massage and stretching to open our hearts, to be receptive, to be grateful, to be kind and compassionate, and to have more fun in life. So we're going to target the chest area, what in yoga they often call the heart center, the front of the throat, this whole region that tends to get blocked and closed off, right? So we're going to open that up. So we're going to start with our pectoral muscles, which are these muscles right in the front, you know, the ones you do push-ups to build up, or you don't, either way. Just go ahead and make some nice circles just to loosen that up, just to start sort of relaxing that whole area, that whole center. So I'm going from the sternum out to the shoulder, just making nice circles and breathing. Breathe into the heart. Breathe into the belly. And allow the breath to calm and soothe you. When it feels a bit warmed up, you can take some knuckles, a gentle fist here, and just apply some pressure, just real gentle, it might be tender, right at the side of the sternum. Okay? So I'm gathering up the tissue here, and I'm sort of making a trajectory towards the shoulder. So I'm gathering the tissue and stretching it towards the shoulder, and then I'm just going to allow it to release as my arm continues to move towards the shoulder. So I'm not pushing it across, I'm not sliding it across, I'm allowing it to move as the tissue releases. Now, a nice way to do this too is if you have a table, I've got a table here, you can rest your elbow on the table, and that way you could actually lean your body weight in. So you're not using so much hand strength, arm strength, you're just leaning your body weight onto your fist and allowing that release. So just breathe into that. So you can see I'm leaning forwards and to the side a little bit in opposition. So I'm stretching that tissue out, opening, if you will, throughout the chest, right? You can give your shoulder a gentle roll if that feels good. It'll move the tissue and massage it under your fingers. Breathing as you do this. Relaxing that working shoulder. Make sure that shoulder's staying down. And that should feel really nice. And if it did, you can go again, starting at the sternum. You might move up a little bit, you might move down a little bit. Look, it's making me so red here. And just leaning in as much as feels comfortable. Some people like deep pressure, some people it's very sensitive, they don't want to do that. Just make it feel good, like a good release. And if you want, you can add those shoulder rolls. And if you want, you can bring a gentle smile to your lips, or even a smile inside your mouth. Just that sense of a bit of a smile can really change your mindset, which is kind of amazing. You can change your mind with your body, using the body to access the mind and the emotions. And when you're good and done that side, go ahead to the other and get the pectorals just nice and warm with some gentle circles. Just moving the tissue around, working from the sternum and out to the shoulder. Breathing deeply. Filling that heart space with the breath, relaxing it more on the exhale. And when you're ready, if you have that table, you can just lean your elbow and put that soft fist, those soft knuckles right to the side of the sternum. If you don't have the table, you just apply some pressure into that area, stretching the tissue towards the shoulder and allowing it to release. I'm going to lean my body weight forward into my hand and a little bit to the opposite side, just to give a little bit more traction to that tissue. I can massage it further by rolling the shoulder. Inhale. Exhale. Feel that release. Notice it. Be aware of it. Feel what's happening in your body as you do this. And you can give it one more. You can move up towards the clavicle or down a little bit on the sternum, whatever feels good. If it feels particularly tender somewhere, you might want to hang out there for a bit, just with a gentle pressure to give it a nice release, nothing that hurts. We don't want to cause any pain. It's counterproductive. And rolling the shoulder if it feels good. Bringing a gentle smile to the lips or the inside of the mouth. Maybe even bringing a smile to your heart if you can visualize or imagine the heart smiling. So nice. Another thing that happens when we get closed off is our breathing tends to get restricted, which is why I emphasize the breath. So we can open it up a little more by contacting not the diaphragm directly, but sort of the tissue that leads into it, because the diaphragm's pretty deep and we don't want to go digging in there. We want everything to be a little gentle here. So right under your rib cage, you'll feel your bony rib cage here, right? Start towards the center. So I've got my bones here, my lower ribs, and I'm basically just gently pressing underneath and forward as if I'm wrapping my fingers around that rib, that bottom rib, just gently. So then as you inhale, your fingers will be pressed out, and as you exhale, that tissue will soften and you'll be able to gently wrap in a little further. Be gentle with yourself here. It can be sensitive. And you can move your fingers out to the next segment underneath the rib cage. Taking a deep breath in, feel it press into your fingers. You can even resist a little bit with the fingers if that feels good. And on the exhale, you can get a little deeper, wrapping your fingers right around that rib. So I'm on the inside of the rib and kind of pressing forward, pressing outward, which feels really nice. And if it doesn't, back off, don't hurt yourself. And then to the next one. And not all of us will be able to get in and under the ribs. Some people are very tight in the area or just the way your anatomy is. That's okay. You just go where you can. If you're over here, breathing in and out, that's fine. You're still getting a release. You're still giving that attention to that particular area. You're still exercising the diaphragm, relaxing the tissue around the area, and deepening the breath. It's all good. So breathing in here. Nice wide rib cage. Exhale. Maybe allow your fingers to sink a little deeper. I'm not pressing in towards my center. I'm going around. And we'll do it one more on the outside of that rib, following all along the shape of that bottom rib. And inhaling. Exhaling, release. And sinking. Excellent. Just take a nice deep breath into the diaphragm. Maybe just rest your hands on your rib cage and just feel that expansion. And extend that exhale long, maybe blowing out like you're blowing out a candle. Really good. So we're going to take one arm straight up to the ceiling. We're going to elongate the spine, grow really, really tall, and then come over to the side, just leaning. I'm more going up and out than I am collapsing to the side. Up, reaching my arm, now I'm reaching my hand to the corner of the ceiling, basically, the opposite corner of the ceiling, opening up the rib cage here. And when you have a nice stretch there, you can gently begin to rotate the rib cage towards the ceiling. You might not get a lot of movement there, and that's fine. Just have the intention of rotating up towards the ceiling, maybe looking up a little bit and just enjoying the openness through that side, the side and the front of the rib cage, and the heart. And breathe. Maybe on the exhale, reach out a little more, give it a little more stretch, a little deepening if it feels good. And then very slowly coming back to sit up straight, relaxing the arm, bringing the opposite hand up, again reaching up, tall, up, and out with the arm as you begin to bend to the other side, reaching for that opposite corner of the ceiling where the ceiling meets the wall. Reaching till you get a nice stretch through the side body, and then maybe rotating the rib cage up just a little, rotating it up towards the sky. And breathing there. Breathe into the front of the rib cage and the side. Breathe into the heart. Exhale it out. Maybe sink a little deeper into the stretch. Feel those ribs separate. Feel it getting space, spaciousness. And then gently coming on up. And then one more nice move for you. So just roll your shoulders there, make sure they didn't get tight. So if you have a chair with a higher back, this is great. If not, you can just do the stretch. And I'll just sit right back against it. My hands against the back of my head. The back of my head can fall in. And I'm going to lean up and over. And just allow everything there to open. Make sure those elbows are spread wide. You're extending through the upper back, opening the front of the rib cage, and breathe. Allow the head to just rest in the cradle of your hands. And allow, if you have the chair, allow that to kind of massage into your upper back. You can even do a little wiggle and get a nice massage there, right against the chair. So lovely. And if you don't have a chair with a back that you can do that, just lift straight up and give a nice little arc to the upper back. And you can get a nice release right through the front of the chest there. We've opened up our hearts. We've opened up the breath, the diaphragm. We're breathing more deeply and easily. We're feeling a little calmer, maybe a little more peaceful, and definitely a lot more open. If this was helpful, please give me a like, subscribe to my channel, hit the notifications bell so you don't miss all that's coming, and there is a lot coming. Comment below, let me know how this worked for you, and please do check out my new membership. If you hit the join button below, you can help me to support my channel so that I can give you some new great unique content, and you'll get lots of members only perks, which are really fun. So check that out, and I will see you next time.